Hello everyone, my name is Arohi and welcome to my channel. So guys, in my today's video, I'll show you how you can use multiple agents in LangGraph. We will develop a chatbot. That chatbot will use multiple agents and LLM to answer users' query. So in my previous video, I have explained you how to use a single agent, right? So in this video, you can see we used a single agent to develop a chatbot. To this single agent, we provided multiple tools to handle different kind of tasks. Now, what is the problem with single agent chatbot? First, we will understand that. We will see why we should use multiple agents in a chatbot instead of single agent, right? And what are the benefits of using multiple agents, and then we will see the practical implementation. So let's start. So see here, this is the example where I'm showing how single agent work. For example, let's say we have a agent with the name of general agent, and this is a single agent. This single agent only performing all these tasks. This single agent is performing answering questions related to billing. It is also answering questions related to maths. This agent is also answering questions related to research. It is also replying to the questions which are related to support. So this single agent only performing all these different tasks. Now what happens in this scenario? So when your single agent is performing so many different tasks, so when your single agent is handling the user queries using multiple tools, sometimes your agent can pick the wrong tool. Let's say user asks a question which is related to billing, but our agent picked the math tool to solve that user's query. What will happen? User will get a wrong answer. So this is one of the biggest problem, that when you use single agent and you provide multiple tools to single agent, then your agent can sometimes pick wrong tool to solve the user's query, and this will lead to a wrong answer. Second problem with single agents are that when single agent is performing all that task, then the task will be slow. Your chatbot will be inefficient. So to solve these problems, multi-agent concept is introduced. Now let's understand how multi-agent work. So see this diagram. Over here you can see we have 5 different agents. This is the first agent, second agent, third agent, fourth and fifth agent. We have 5 different agents. So support agent, research agent, reception agent, math agent and billing agent. Here, instead of providing all the tools to single agent, we have divided the task into multiple parts. So all the math related task is getting done by maths agent. All the billing related task is given to billing agent. All the support related questions are getting passed to support agent, and all the research related questions are getting passed to research agent. Now what will happen if you divide the task like this? See, over here the process will be fast, first of all, because we have divided the task into multiple steps, and we have specialized agent for each task. All the maths related tasks are getting solved by math agent. What will happen with this kind of method? See, now your agent will not get confused, and your agent will always pick the right tool to solve the user's question, and this way your chatbot will answer more accurately and your chatbot will be more smart, right? So this is what multi-agent means. Multi-agent means instead of providing all the tools to single agent, just create multiple agents and provide some set of tools to each agent. Here, suppose we have a tool with the name of add and multiply. So we can give these two tools to math agent only, because these tools are related to maths. And let's say then we have our tool for this research agent. We have a Wikipedia tool and we have a archive tool. So we can provide these two tools to research agent only, because this agent will handle the questions related to research. And like this, we can divide the tools. We can provide the some selected tools to agents, and then that way your agent will perform better. So this is what multi-agent is. Here guys, one more thing to note is, see, this reception agent, when user will ask a question, that question is going to reception agent. Then this reception agent is seeing that the user question is related to what particular thing. Let's say if the user question is related to maths, then this reception agent is sending that questions to math agent. And if the user's question is related to billing, then it is sending that question to billing agent. And if the question is related to research, then reception agent is sending that question to research agent, right? Now, if when reception agent sent the question to billing agent, let's say we have a scenario where user asked the question and reception agent thought that this question is related to billing, and then this reception agent sent that question to billing agent. Now let's say billing agent needs some support in that, then billing agent can send that question to support agent. All right. So what I'm trying to tell you over here is that these agents are interacting with each other. They are communicating with each other to solve the user's query. Like first, this reception agent sent the user question to billing agent. Then billing agent needs some support. Then it forwarded that question to support agent. So in multi-agent chatbots or systems, the agents actually interact with each other to solve users query. Now this communication between the agents, this interaction between the agents, we can perform in various ways. Let me show you what I'm trying to say. Here you can see these are the different ways how your agents can interact with each other. So this one we already know. This is how we work with single agent. How we use single agent? We have LLM, and then we have list of tools. Suppose this first tool is related to web search. This tool is responsible to perform web searches. And this tool is a maths tool, and this tool is a multiply tool. So we have these multiple tools. Now, when user will ask a question, LLM will decide if it needs to use the tool or it can solve the question itself. If LLM does not know the answer, then LLM will decide which tool to pick, and then that tool will give the answer. So this is how single agents work, right? So this part we have covered in my previous video. Now let's see how these 5 works. So this network. See, this is one agent, this is second agent, this is third agent, and this is fourth agent. You will see that the agent 1 and the agent 2 is connected. Agent 2 and agent 3 is connected. Agent 3 and 4 is connected. Agent 4 and 1 is connected. Agent 1 is connected with the 3, 2 with the 4. Means every agent is connected with all the other agents. Suppose you want to build a chatbot where you want that each agent can talk to all the other agents, then you can choose this kind of communication, this kind of connection, right? And then there is another way, this way, supervisor. Here, see, this is a supervisor, this is agent, and this is also agent. Here you can see that this supervisor agent is connected with this agent, and supervisor is connected with this agent, and supervisor is connected with this agent. These agents are not connected with each other. All these agents are connected with the supervisor. So you can also build a chatbot where your agents can interact in this way, right? So guys, I'm just telling you the theoretical part right now. After completing this theoretical part, I'll show you practically how we can perform this, right? So right now I'm just giving you a basic idea that the agents which we are going to have, the agents in multi-agent concept, the agents, multiple agents which we are going to have, they will be connected with each other. And to connect them with each other, there are various ways. And first one is this, and second one is this. And now let's talk about the third one. This one. See here, each agent is acting as a tool, and LLM will decide on the basis of user question which agent to pick to answer the user's query. And then we have this hierarchical. So over here we are following a hierarchy, means this is one supervisor, this agent is connected with this and this agent, and then these three agents are connected with this agent, means this agent can send information to this and this agent. These two agents they are not connected with each other, they are connected with this. In the same way over here, so this agent can pass on the information here, here and here. In the same way, this agent can pass the information to here, here and here. They cannot pass the information like this, means this agent and this agent, they cannot share the information. So, and then we have finally the custom one. Custom one means you can decide which agent should give information to which other agent. Okay. So these are the different ways using which you can connect the agents so that they can solve the user's question. So in my today's video, I'll show you how to use this one. Then in my upcoming videos, I'll show you how to use other methods also. Right now, we are understanding how this multi-agent system works. We are understanding the basics of this multi-agents. Okay. So next thing is, see, in LangGraph, we know that every task is a node. So whatever you want to perform is a node, and the connection between those tasks, those node is called edge. So in multi-agent system, in multi-agent chatbots, what are nodes? Nodes are agents. We are going to have multiple agents, right? So all those agents will be nodes. Means if you'll go here again, see here, how many nodes we have over here? We have 5 nodes. So we have 5 agents. For each agent, we are going to have a node. Okay. And then next thing is edges. Edges simply means the connection between those nodes. Connection between the agents means, let's go back to the picture again. Here, this reception node and this research node is connected, right? So this is a edge. Edge means the connection between two nodes. Same, this research node and this support node is connected. So this is a edge. So like this, and this, they all are edges. Edges simply means the connection between the nodes. Now, each agent will perform the task and then that agent will hand off control to another agent. This is very important. Let's understand this with example. So see this example. So what we are understanding? We are understanding the meaning of handoff. Okay. So suppose you have one agent. This is your agent. And the name of this agent is receptionist. We can also call it node, right? Every agent is a node only. Then we have this agent. The name of this agent is nurse. Then we have this agent. The name of this agent is doctor. So when user or the customer or the patient visits the hospital, the receptionist agent will see if that person is having an appointment. So this is the task of this agent, to check if that person have appointment. Then if that person's have appointment, then this receptionist agent will hand off the task to nurse agent. Then nurse agent will perform the task. Nurse will do the basic checkup of the person. Then the task of nurse agent is completed. After that, nurse agent will hand off the task to doctor agent. Now doctor agent will perform the detailed checkup on the patient, right? So you'll see from here the information is getting passed, means this node or agent is doing its work, then it is passing that to the next node, to the next agent. Then this agent is performing its task, then it is passing that information to the next agent, and then this agent is performing its task, and then the task is finished. Here the task is Finished. So this is the basic example of a hospital. Now let's see one more example to understand it in better way. So let's say you have one agent with the name of Alice, and Alice is a research agent. And you have another agent. This agent is Bob, and this is a maths agent. Now, if Alice gets a math related question, means this Alice is a research agent. And let's suppose if Alice got a question which is related to maths, then Alice should hand off that question to Bob, because Bob is a math agent, right? So you can see in the form of this code. See, this kind of code we are going to have, this kind of code we are going to write for handoff. Let's understand it. So this is a function, research agent. So this is Alice, and Alice is a research agent. Okay. Now Alice received a question, and that question have maths in it. Now when Alice saw that this question have math in it, then Alice performed this action. What it does? It used this command, and then it provided these two things. Whenever you want to use or perform handoff between the agents, you need to provide these two things: go to and update. Go to means which node you want to use, means you want to hand off this task. If math is there in the question of the user, then this task should be hand off to which agent? So in our case, we want to hand off to maths agent, which is a Bob. See here, I've told you, na, Bob is a math agent. So go to, over here you will write the name of the agent which is able to perform that task, and in update you will provide the information like this. So always remember, whenever you are performing handoff, at that time you need to provide these two things. Okay, so this is what handoff is. We can see one more example to understand it more better. So suppose we have a reception agent, research agent, math agent, and billing agent. Reception agent handle basic customer queries, and then research agent handle general inquiries, math agent solve equations, and billing agent handle payments. So see this function over here. So first question will go to reception agent. Reception agent will see if math is there in the question which user asked. Then reception agent is sending that question to math agent with the update. I've told you, these two things are important. Whenever you want to hand off the task, you need to provide these two things. And if the user question have payment in it, then it is handoff. Then the reception agent is sending the task to billing agent, and then this is the update. Otherwise, it is sending the task to research agent, right? So this is how handoff work. Now we understood the basic idea of multi-agents. Now let's try to implement the code. Now I'll show you how to create multiple agents and then how to create a chatbot using it. So I'm showing you the implementation on Google Colab Notebook. First, click on this Edit, Notebook Settings, and then select the T4 GPU. And after that, you have to click on this Save. Now GPU is selected. Next step is to install all those libraries which are required to run our today's code. So we are installing LangGraph Supervisor and LangChain OpenAI. Why we need this LangGraph Supervisor? Because as I've told you, today I'm going to show you this way. So we are going to connect the agents in this way. So this is a supervisor way. So for that, you need this LangGraph Supervisor module, and then this LangChain OpenAI simply means I want to use OpenAI's GPT-4o mini LLM. So that's why I'm using this LangChain OpenAI. If you want to use some other LLM, then you need to install the module which is related to that particular LLM. So let's run this cell. So once you successfully installed all the modules, let's move to the next cell. Now I'm showing you the LLM. This is the LLM. First, we are importing the chat OpenAI from LangChain OpenAI. And then these two modules we are importing because these two modules will help us to create the agents and the supervisor. So this create supervisor, we are importing it because this will help us create the supervisor. Which supervisor? The main agent over here, this supervisor. This supervisor we will create using this create supervisor. Then to create agents, we will use this create react agents. Which agent? So these agents. Okay, so these agents we will create using this create react agent. And this is how you use the LLM in model variable. I'm calling this chat OpenAI, and in API key you will mention your API key, and you can get your API key by logging to your OpenAI account. And the model which I'm using is GPT-4o mini. Now let's run it. Let's create tools. Why we need tools? Tools perform different functionalities. So tools are external functionalities which our LLM doesn't have. Let's say you ask a question to your LLM, but your LLM doesn't have the answer of that question. So in that case, you can get the answer of those questions using tools. So for example, if I asked what is the temperature of Delhi today? So this is related to the current information, and your LLM can't answer that question. So for that, you need a tool which can perform web search and give you the output. And let's say you asked, give me the list of top trending movies this week. Then this is the latest information. Your LLM can't provide information about that. So in that case, you need a different tool which can perform some sort of search and provide you a list of latest movies. So we need a list of tools. Those tools we will provide to the agents to perform the different functionalities. So let's do that. First, we are installing this DuckDuckGo search. What this module is? This is a DuckDuckGo search. This is a tool which perform web search. One of the tool which we are using today is this DuckDuckGo. So let's install it. So once you download this tool, after that we will create a function which will use this tool. So this is the function. First I'm importing this DuckDuckGo search run from here. This is my function name. Here I'm initializing the function, and here I'm calling the function. User query will be provided over here, and then this tool will perform the search from website and it will give us the answer. If you want to see whether this tool is working or not, then you can use it like this. See, in result variable, I called this function and I asked this question. Now this tool will search the web and try to find out the answer of this question. Let's run it and see if our tool is working fine. Okay, so it is saying no module name LangChain community. So we need to install that module also. So we can install it over here. Here, let's install LangChain community and LangGraph. Okay, let's install these tools and run it. So once these modules get installed, we can run this cell again. Now you can see it is providing us the output. It is telling us what are AI agents. Okay, so this tool is ready. One of our function is ready now. Now the next task is, now we need few more tools. Okay, so let's create few basic tools only. So these are the tools. First is add function. This is a basic Python function. This is how we use functions in Python. So add function will perform addition of two numbers. Multiply function will perform multiplication of two numbers. So now we have these three functions. So what all functions we have now? Multiply, add, and this. So this will perform the web search, this will perform the addition, and this will perform the multiplication. Now we have the functions ready. Now let's create multiple agents to perform different kind of functionality. First, we are creating this maths agent. Math agent. So here, create react agent. See, remember I've told you we will create agent using this create react agent. So that's what I'm using. To agent, we are providing the LLM. we are providing the list of tools. You will provide the name of the agent. So I want to give this math expert name to this agent. This is the prompt. You are a math expert. Always use one tool at a time. So this is how you create a agent. So this is a single agent, and this single agent can perform addition and multiplication. See guys, here we have three functions, but I've told that agent that you can only perform maths function, which is add and multiply. So I'm not giving this function to it. Okay, so this is my one agent. Now let's create another agent, and to that agent we will give this tool, and which will be a web search tool. So let's write it over here. So I have created another agent, and in a research underscore agent variable, we are creating an agent like this. We are providing the LLM to it, and in this tools list we are only giving one tool, and the tool name is web search. And see, the name over here is research expert, and the prompt is you are a world-class researcher with the access to web search. Do not do any math. Okay, so guys, see, here we have two different agents. So these are multiple agents. For I have prepared one agent which will only perform mathematical task. Then I have prepared another agent which will only perform the web search task. Now what will be the benefit of this? See, now we have refined our task. For maths task, this agent will be used. For web research task, this agent will be used. Now let's create a supervisor. Remember this supervisor. Right now we have created multiple agents, but we hadn't created the supervisor which will supervise these agents. So let's create a supervisor now. Done it. Okay, over here I've written web search, but the function name is search DuckDuckGo. So you have to write that name over here and then enter. Now in next cell, let's create the supervisor. See, this is how you create a supervisor. Create supervisor. From where we are getting this? See, we are importing create supervisor from LangGraph supervisor. So create supervisor, you will provide the list of all agents. So we have two agents, research agent and maths agent. Now we told this supervisor, we created a supervisor, and we told this supervisor that you have these two agents, and we are providing the LLM to it. LLM is OpenAI's that GPT-4o mini model, and we are providing this prompt. The prompt will guide the supervisor, means how to work. So you are a team supervisor managing a research expert and the math expert. For current events, use research agent. For maths problem, use math agent. Let's run it. Now we have a supervisor and we have agents. Now let's see how supervisor will perform the functionality using these two agents. Here, let's write this. See, first guys, you need to compile the workflow. So we have a supervisor in workflow variable, right? So you need to workflow.compile. You need to perform that. And it is in app. Now we are calling the app by using app.invoke in result variable. Here role user, and here in content we are writing the question which we want to ask. So I'm asking, what is quantum computing? To app. What is there in app? Workflow. What is there in workflow? We have a supervisor, and this supervisor have access to this and this agent. Okay, so when you'll run it, right now you'll not see the answer because I haven't printed the result over here. So in next cell, let's print the result. So let's print the result and see what we get. So we get this kind of answer. Okay, so in messages, human message means the question which we asked. This is the question we asked. AI message means your chatbot gave this reply. And okay, let's see the output in a cleaned way. For that, write this over here and then enter. See, Human message. This is the message we asked. What is quantum computing? Then AI message. Supervisor called tool. Then transfer to research expert. Because what is quantum computing? So for this, math tool is not required. Which tool is required? Web search tool is required. So it transferred, supervisor transferred this question to research expert. Successfully transferred. Then research expert means the web search tool is getting used. It gave us this answer. Quantum computing is a type of computing that utilizes the principle of, you can read the entire text. So this tool gave us the answer. Once it did the work, transferring back to supervisor. Once research expert means the web search tool did its task, it transferred back to supervisor. Then supervisor showed us this answer, the final answer. Now let's ask another question where we will try to use both the agents. Okay, the agent which is handling maths task and the agent which is handling the research task, web search task. So this is my question. Role user, and this is my question. What is the weather in Delhi today? Multiply it by 2 and add 5. So first, how the supervisor should handle this question? First, it should find the weather of Delhi. Then it should multiply it by 2 and then it should add 5 in it. Okay, so let's see how our supervisor handled this question. This is the question. This is the human message. Supervisor, tool calls. First, supervisor transferred it to research expert. Why it transferred the question to research expert first? Because the first part of the question is find the weather of the Delhi, and for that we need to search the web. So that's why supervisor transferred it to research expert. And then research expert, our web search tool, found the answer. Today in Delhi, the weather is warm and sunny. Current temperature is this, 13 degree. So the first part of the question is answered. Then research expert transferring back to supervisor. Then once the web search tool did its task, it will transfer the control to supervisor. Then supervisor calls another function. This time it called math function. Why? Because the second half of our question is multiply it by 2 and add 5. Once you get the temperature, multiply it by 2 and add 5. So for this task, our supervisor calls the math expert. Math expert called. Then this is the result by maths expert. Multiplying the temperature, what is the temperature? 13 degree. By 2 will give you this. Adding 5 in the temperature will give you this. So the final result is this. Okay. Then maths expert transferred back the control to supervisor. And then the supervisor gave us this final output. The current temperature in Delhi is 13 degree. When you multiply it by 2, you'll get 26. When you add 5 in it, the result is 18. So this is how you can perform tasks using multiple agents. Here, our supervisor used multiple agents to handle the user's query. So what we did today, we developed a chatbot which can handle user's query. And this chatbot is a multi-agent chatbot. And we used this way for the interaction, for the communication between the agents. We created one supervisor. Then we have 2 agents. One agent is performing mathematical task. Another agent is performing web search task. And then supervisor is deciding when to use which tool in order to answer the user's query. So guys, this is how you can use multiple agents. And the link of this code is given in description section. You can get this code, and I hope this video is helpful. And guys, if you like my content, please like, share and subscribe my channel. Thank you for watching.